Hi there, I'm here to talk about a question that I've been getting a lot lately. The question is, should I lower my prices? So right now in the events industry, we're facing a lot of upheaval. We're currently in 2020, it's the pandemic, and we're likely facing a recession, if not worse. So what to do when our industry is facing all of these challenges? I'm going to give you two pieces of advice that you should not lower your prices. And I'm going to give you guys an alternative solution. So the reasons why you should not lower your prices right now does not matter if we are in a recession, if we are heading down, if all of our social gatherings and events and weddings have gone away, you should still not lower your prices. The number one reason you should not do that is that pricing is a marketing decision. And so you have worked hard over the last several years. You've gained experience, you have a strong reputation, you have strong reviews, you have strong recommendations, you work with the finest vendors, the finest venues, you have a really cohesive team. And so you've done a lot of hard work to find your market, to find a market that you can ask for a certain price point for your service or your product. So what happens is, let's say your starting fees are $10,000 for your service. If all of a sudden you say that same service is worth $7,000, you end up having a market mismatch. You've cheapened your services and you're selling it to someone for a lot less. What's going to happen is that might serve you well in the short term, but when things get better, and they will get better, they always get better. I've lived and worked through the 2009 recession in the late 2000s. Always gets better. What ends up happening is you're going to have to go through this correction process to find that market again that's going to pay the higher price point. You end up training people to buy you at a lower price point, and then you have to come in. And that's a lot of work. It takes a lot of correction. You essentially have positioned yourself at a higher price, you come down to a middle price, and then all of a sudden you're middle market, or wherever you are within that echelon, you end up falling down to the bracket below. So do not lower your prices. It's typically a bad market match. And the second reason is it's typically not financially viable. You've created a business model that requires you to be priced at a certain point. It requires that you're getting certain margins out of your products and services. So lowering your prices isn't going to help your financial situation. It's actually going to make it so much harder for you to be profitable, for you to pay your bills if you're not commanding the price point that you should. Now, an alternative option for you, and I think that everybody should be considering this, is you really need to examine the services and products that you're selling, and you should have something that is a little bit more entry level. So in the last several years, we've been in a boom economy, and we've been able to charge premium, and we've been able to offer premium services. So let's say you're an event planner, and let's say your starting fees start at $10,000, and that may be for full-scale production. You may need to revisit that and say, okay, what is a service that is a little bit simpler, easier, smaller than full scale? If you're a wedding planner, it may be month of coordination or final event management, okay? And find that entry level service that allows you to offer a lower price point service or product and still be making some money on it. But you need to kind of look at the economy of that, right? It's totally different business model than likely what you've been selling. So find something else. It's kind of like walking into Nordstrom department stores. They always have an entry level product. You can buy a $30 headband at Nordstrom, and you can buy a $1,000 handbag. So you need to be exploring all of those different price points that you can offer at different people, whether they're a customer walking into a department store or they're a consumer that's going to buy an event service from you. So that's a little advice. Do not lower your prices. Find something that is easy for people to chew on, that you can still make money, that you can still make a profit at.